Hello everyone and welcome to the Iona College post-game wrap-up. Ian Sachs alongside Jersey Joe Archino. Today, senior day at the Heinz Center. The Iona women's basketball team falling to the Quinnipiac Bobcats 69-53. Joe, a de facto MAAC regular season championship game. The Gaels coming up short today. It was a back and forth game. Iona got out to a hot start. Quinnipiac makes a run, then back and forth. Bobcats ultimately pull away in the second half. What was the difference in the game?
You know, this was really such an exciting game because both teams were playing for so much. Both teams had played so well to this point. And the big de facto thing we all know is when Quinnipiac is up at halftime, they're 17-0 this season. Iona went into halftime with the lead, which I think made the Gael Nation hopeful, very proud and very hopeful of what might happen, but it didn't end up going their way. And the biggest thing in this game was Iona coming to this, you would have to think the rebounding would be in their favor, and it was not. They were out-rebounded in this game. The timely shooting was on Quinnipiac's side. They got some turnovers, and then there were points where they outplayed them, but the longevity of the game belonged to Quinnipiac. They made better shots. They had better rebounding, and just from a depth standpoint, they had much more of it.
They came out with a lot more energy, a lot more attention to their detail and to their game plan, and really out-hustled us, outworked us for the majority of the game. So, you know, they came out with fire in the second half, and we came out just kind of going through the motions and not being ready to do what we needed to do.
Gaels up by 3 at the halftime break, but then it all fell apart in the second half, outscored 22-8 in that third quarter. And Joe, you mentioned the depth in the favor of Quinnipiac. How about the bench production? Oh my goodness, I mean, you try to look at the three biggest things that made this one go in Quinnipiac's favor. It was the rebounding, and the other one was the bench production. Iona had 3 points from the bench today, 23 points from Quinnipiac's bench. It's something they've been able to rely on all year. And when you can just go to your bench that effortlessly and just pick these players up and they just come out and make an instant impact in the game, that's something that's very difficult to kind of counter. It's just not something that Iona had in their favor today.
The second half, we just came out with a lack of energy, came out with a lack of attention to detail. In the first half, everyone was into it. We already knew what kind of game it was going to come in the beginning, but second half we just fell apart.
We have to pay attention to our defensive intensity. We have to lock in on the defensive end to create offense for ourselves. We know who we are as a team, and we didn't stay true to that today. We didn't work hard enough defensively. We didn't make them work hard enough for the shots that they took.
Bobcats going with a 10-deep rotation. Iona really rotating 7 players today. So now, Joe, let's take a look. The MAAC Tournament coming up less than a week away. Iona goes in as the number 2 seed, Quinnipiac the number 1 seed. Gaels and Bobcats, a third meeting would be for the gold ball, the MAAC championship, Monday afternoon. What are you looking forward to for the whole weekend, and then especially that potential rematch on Championship Monday?
You know, I think there's a reason that these are the top 2 teams in the MAAC. They've shown it all year. They've shown the consistency that it takes. And they both have great guard play. Lizarazu, we've seen, she's just taken her game to such a great level this year. Joy Adams has been terrific, the best rebounder in the MAAC. They have all the formulas to get back in that championship game. And what you have to say about that is it is extraordinarily difficult to win 3 straight games against a team. It doesn't matter who you are. We saw last year on the men's side with Iona. They beat Manhattan 2 times. Manhattan gets the better of them the 3rd time that they play. It's just, you think you have a team's number until you see them that one more time, and then they get the one up on you, and that's all it takes. So if you're a Gael fan, I think you've got to be hopeful that if you do see them a 3rd straight time with the right adjustments, which I think we know Coach Godsey will make, you've got a great fighting chance.
We have to settle ourselves. We have to get back to doing what we do well, and we have to get back to working a little bit harder.
So the Gaels' path to a MAAC championship begins Friday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. from the Times Union Center. One final time from the Heinz Center. Iona falls to Quinnipiac 69-53. For Jersey Joe Archino, I'm Ian Sachs signing off from the Heinz Center.